Israel has conducted an extensive air campaign in Lebanon over the past 3 weeks, resulting in over 1,400 fatalities, nearly 7,500 injuries, and the displacement of more than 1 million individuals, as reported by the Lebanese Ministry of Health. These airstrikes, targeting Hezbollah positions, represent the most significant air campaign outside the Gaza Strip in 2 decades, according to conflict monitor Air Wars. Emily Tripp, director of the organization based in the UK, emphasized to CNN that the current level of attacks far surpasses the capabilities of Israel's closest allies. She referenced the US-led campaign against ISIS in 2017, during which the US deployed approximately 500 shells daily at the peak of the battle for Raqqa. On September 24th and 25, Israel reported using 2,000 shells and executing 3,000 airstrikes. In contrast, the number of airstrikes in Afghanistan has totaled fewer than 3,000 annually over the past 20 years of the US war, with only the first year exceeding 6,500 based on CNN's data analysis. Tripp noted that while the magnitude of the attacks in Lebanon is unprecedented, the extensive military actions in Gaza over the past year have somewhat normalized operations of similar intensity. Israel asserts it has taken steps to reduce civilian casualties, including advance notifications via phone and text prior to airstrikes. However, human rights organizations, including Amnesty International, contend that such measures do not absolve Israel of its obligations under international humanitarian law to safeguard civilian lives. It is believed Israel employed 2,000-pound bombs, previously attributed to significant casualties in Gaza, in strikes targeting Hezbollah leader Hassan Nasrallah in Lebanon, inflicting considerable damage to civilian infrastructure in both regions. Numerous airstrikes were carried out without prior notice, with evacuation orders issued in the early morning hours while residents were asleep, according to reports from international correspondents in Beirut. The death toll in Lebanon has surged, with approximately 20% of the population now displaced. Hezbollah and Israel have been embroiled in ongoing hostilities since October 8th, prompted by a Hamas attack that resulted in over 1,200 deaths and 250 hostages taken. The Iran-backed militant group has pledged to continue its assaults until a ceasefire is established in Gaza, where Israeli military actions have reportedly killed over 41,000 individuals in the past year, according to the Health Ministry. Data from ACLED indicates that clashes between Israel and Hezbollah have primarily initiated with Israeli airstrikes, drone attacks, artillery, and rockets into Lebanese territory. Since October 8th, Israel has conducted nearly 9,000 attacks in Lebanon, while Hezbollah has responded with approximately 1,500 strikes. On September 25th, Israel intensified its air campaign with a series of significant attacks across Lebanon, marking the bloodiest day since the 2006 Israel-Hezbollah conflict and representing a notable escalation in hostilities. Although Israeli airstrikes have predominantly targeted southern Lebanon, there has been a marked increase in assaults on Beirut, including densely populated areas to the south of the city. A series of strikes have resulted in the deaths of at least 7 senior Hezbollah commanders and officials, representing a significant challenge to the group since its inception in the early 1980s. Most of these operations have concentrated in Dahir, Hezbollah's primary base, where an airstrike on September 27th resulted in the assassination of a group leader. Despite the campaign's focus on Hezbollah, civilian casualties have been substantial, with 127 children reported missing within 3 weeks, as per the Health Ministry. On September 23rd, at least 558 individuals, including 50 children and 94 women, lost their lives. Michael Adams, country director for CARE International in Lebanon, emphasized that women and children are disproportionately affected by displacement resulting from airstrikes. Currently, nearly half of those in emergency shelters are children, and these facilities are operating at full capacity. For the first time in nearly 2 decades, Israel has executed airstrikes on central Beirut, and mandated the evacuation of a quarter of the population, requiring individuals to relocate more than 30 kilometers. This evacuation order affects over 100 villages in southern Lebanon, raising concerns that Israel may expand its ground offensive in the near future.